was as hot this afternoon as I thought it might be out there. So I'm really pleased with how the work we got in, the effort our kids gave this afternoon. That was, after with a 2-a-day practice, after coming out this morning, having to be a hot morning, finishing really hot, getting out there. When we got to practice field, it was hot. But all throughout the practice, I thought the guys battled and really pleased with the attitude that everybody had on the field today.
Back in the spring, when it ended the spring game, you said you wish you had 30 more practices with the offensive line. You want to get that chemistry in jail. How's that going so far in the first part of training camp?
They're coming along, we get 20 more to go, right? I got my 10 in to get to the 30. We'll get them, but they're working, they're working. And it's we're mixing and matching some guys just in, like will happen during the course of a season. Just to get different guys reps and different things. And, right now there's so much installation going on. So this afternoon's practice is kind of a review practice of everything in. So it's a little bit more realistic than just kind of, hey, we're getting the rep count numbers at certain plays. This afternoon was a little bit more realistic of mixing and matching everything. And, we'll watch the film, see how they did. But, the key to it is we have to get a bunch of them ready. You'd like to get 10 ready, and you have to have at least 8 of them ready to go play.
Are there any individuals or position groups that have really impressed you over the weekend or today?
Not really. Like I said, I like the attitude of the team. I look at it much more that way than things because, again, you're in the learning curve of things. So I don't really know if there's anybody that's impressed me because I'm just looking at are they learning what to do right now, make sure they're doing the right thing.
You talked about last week that it was almost like a calculus class being taught in Chinese for some of your freshmen. Is there a point in fall camp where you maybe see a freshman kind of step above the others and maybe put himself in a position to play his first year on campus?
I got to watch the film this afternoon. These are big ones now because now it's not just that installation, it's everything combined, and see how they process the stuff they haven't done for a couple of days and see how they learn that. But, as they pick it up, it's going to see there's still more installation. We got 3 or 4 more installations to go to put stuff in, and at that point we'll see once kind of everything's in, how they process it, how they can come back and adjust to the speed and know what they're doing when you're putting the whole package together out there on the field. So it'll be a couple more weeks before we even think about that stuff.
And there's some situations, I guess, where you kind of have to play a freshman because of just lack of depth at a position. But when does kind of talent come into play with that, where you're just saying we just can't keep this guy off the field?
Well, we're going to try to make sure we have our best 22. We like to play at least 2 deep at every position to get guys reps and play a lot of players. So it's are they in the best 22 on offense or best 22 on defense? We want to get those guys on the field.
Are you pleased with the general athleticism of the freshmen you bring in? Because each year it seems like you're getting guys in better shape, better condition, more speed.
I don't know if that's the case, to be honest with you. They're trying to learn how to run fast. I don't know. Today that we watched themselves on film. I think, we had a freshman kickoff coverage team today. I'd say the average 40 time on that team was probably about a 5.9 40. So if that's athletic, then that's pretty good. But they just don't understand how to run hard yet. This isn't the combines and all that stuff. This is real football, and they got to go perform at a high level. So they're learning how to go hard as well as all the other things on top of that.
With the schedule setting up the way it does, how does that impact the way y'all prepare? Last year you had 3 non-conference games to begin the year. This year it's non-conference LSU.
Well, it doesn't. The schedule setting up how it does to me changes how we prepare because we play at like midnight every kickoff or something like that. So, it is hard. Our first 2 games, you expect the games will still be going on past midnight, which is it's kind of ridiculous almost. But that's just the way it is. So that'll change how we prepare as we get closer to game week because I'm usually asleep by then. I got to be rocking and rolling in the fourth quarter. Our guys aren't used to probably physically performing at midnight. In fact, we used to even train them at midnight in the summer, and the NCAA outlawed that. You can't do that anymore, but they'll let us play after midnight, which is kind of ridiculous.
Does that impact your preparation for the next week as well? Because of, I don't know, like Hattiesburg will be a late night, that kind of thing. Does that impact
next week's late too, so both the first 2 games are really late kickoffs. So I don't know. I guess we should petition NCAA if they're going to make us play after midnight, then they should let us practice after midnight and train after midnight in the offseason.
What were some of the advantages of training that late? Was it just to keep the temperatures cool? Is that what
tonight?
No, when you wanted to train at midnight.
No. We just have different workouts. We used to do like a midnight lift in the summer. It was a really, really cool deal, right? I think they used to do like Midnight Madness too in basketball. That used to be kind of a cool deal, and they outlawed it.
when you're preparing for a scrimmage, I think it's Thursday, you're gonna have the first
Yeah.
one. How does the week practice change leading up to a scrimmage, or does it?
Nothing. You know, it's our first scrimmage. We just get to see who, we're to tackle and see who can make things happen in the stadium in a live situation. And just, there'll be some things I'm looking for out of a lot of younger guys, and I want to just make sure our older guys are where we need them to be getting ready to build up to the season.
How was the field goal competition look so far?
Yeah, it was okay. I think do different competitive stuff a little bit. We've only done 2 competitive days really with the kickers. So they hard to see. They're still getting into the groove of things, but all three of them are competing for the job, and we'll see how it plays out statistically as we get closer to game day.
I guess Devin hasn't really done it since his freshman year in a game. What do you think his mindset is with that?
He's an older guy. I mean, he's fine. I mean, he made a 50-yard field goal in a New Year's Day bowl game. So I think when you have that to go back on, hopefully it's just like riding a bike.